Hey friends, it's Julia. I am working on layout a day for December 2022, and today I am starting off with a 3-photo sketch from Scrapbook Generation or Allison Davis, and Allison Davis. Now, because these are paid content, I'm not showing you the sketches, but you do see down here it is a 3-photo sketch. You can see it calls for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern papers, a solid paper, and a stripe paper. So there's 7 sheets of paper is what it calls for, and I have pulled in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sheets of paper. And I'm hoping that this will give me what I need to finish the layout, but I do reserve the right to pull in more paper if I need to. But I think this will work for what I need it to. Now, this paper is one from a paper pad. I want to say Paper Studio maybe. But this cut apart sheet here, and it has that gold glitter on it, and this one has some silver foiling on it. So I don't know how well these are going to work together. The striped sheet here is gold glitter, but these have some areas that I can use that don't necessarily have the silver on it, so I'm going to see what I can use from this sheet in order to create my layout as well as from this sheet. Okay, so you guys know that when I pull these sketches and photos together with my paper, what I did was I went through and pulled all the paper together with the sketches and the photos, and on these I put the number of photos I was using and what my thought process of what the title would be. So this one is going to be the loot. There's nothing on here that indicates that I can create that. There's nothing in my stash that indicates that I can create that. So I went through my stash and I found this font, and it's white with some silver foiling stripes on there. I don't know that I'm going to be able to create my title with this, but I'm going to give it my best shot. I also pulled in some additional pieces that might be embellishments. I pulled in these things. I have some small blue doilies that may or may not go as a embellishment, and then I have these little stars and circles that have this very pale blue. It almost looks green when I put it next to that glitter on there, so I don't know that I'm going to be able to use these, but I'm going to give it a shot and see. I pulled them for just in case, and then I had some of these punched out turquoise circles, so we'll see what works together. I pulled in flatback pearls in a couple of sizes. I pulled in these stickers that had a little bit of blue on it. I pulled in these 2 sets here, one of Felicity Jane, one of Paper Studio, of different embellishments that had a little bit of blue. These are just some random leftover bits and pieces. They started from the Paper Studio, but they've kind of morphed, and they're from multiple manufacturers. I pulled in these puffy stickers from Felicity Jane from the Noel kit. If nothing else, I may be able to get a few pieces from there. This is a pocket page card. I didn't necessarily pull it for the top piece, but for this bottom with the date to give me a journal spot. I pulled in both sticker pads that I have here because they have blue embellishments throughout that I might be able to use. So we'll see. I pulled in these sequins because they have clear and blue stars, so I may be able to get some of those used up. And then I pulled in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different washi tapes to see if I can use those for embellishment as well. So anyway, this is where I'm starting. If you'll give me a few minutes, I will be back. I am done with layout number 2. Let me show you the things that I did not use. I had all of these washi tapes. I put them all on some scrap paper, and of course it was cheap scrap paper, so they're all rolling up, but that's okay. These will go back into my stash, as will these, and maybe I'll get them used on another layout. I had pulled in these little pieces from my bin of like little glitter stars and circles. Somehow these ones ended up in here, and so yeah, I'm just going to put them right back in there. And then the bitty bling that I had, the larger bling sheet that I had actually had some of the small ones, so I did not use any of those. I pulled these out, and I pulled this one off. I was going to use it, and then I ended up changing my mind. I did not use anything from this sheet or this booklet of stickers. What I did use were these two washi tapes here, and this one I actually finished off. So I'm at the underline there. So that one's a done deal. That feels great, getting one of my washi tapes used up with this month of layouts that I have planned, and I've already got a roll of washi used, finished. These are bits and pieces of the border strip page that I cut down, and these are what I have left that I didn't use, that I cut into border strips. The cut apart page is here, and I used one, and here's all those border strips, what's left of them. Some of them I did use, some of them I didn't use. I did add in a piece of gray close to my heart cardstock in order to mat around my base page. I'll show you what I mean. And then I did use a couple pieces of this to create, you can see this one is a 12-inch strip. I used a 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch at a time to create my strips. Oh, that one was not the 12-inch. So if I put it, you can see I didn't use a whole lot, but I did use just a little bit of this one. So all of that will go back into my stash, hopefully to be used at a later date. And I don't remember if I pulled any other paper from this specific collection of papers, but we'll see. This one I cut off the date that was at the bottom and used that. And this is the bling pack that I was talking about. I have the large, the medium, and the tiny bitty blings on there, so I used all three of those. I did use a globe from this one. It looks like this one with the penguins. And I used several stickers from in here, which makes me happy. Anytime I can get these sticker books used, it makes me ecstatic. I did use a couple of the blue doilies that I had pulled out. There are the washi tape strips that I have left over. And then I used several of the, I think 1, 2, 3 of these stickers from this sheet, and then I did use this title to create my page, and I did use these sequins, the blue ones from here. And this is the layout that I created. I laid that down there before all the glue was completely dry on my sequins. Anywho, this was the little tag that I put up here in the corner. It had to and from on it. It was a gift giving tag, and so I just covered that up with the little ice skates. Used the little Christmas trees from the sticker book. Here are my washi tapes here, and then the other one is back behind here. I used the little stars that I cut out, or that I took out of my little bowl, and then the circles, here's 1, 2, and 3 that I pulled out, and then I used those stars and blings around each of these little clusters. So cluster 1, cluster 2, and cluster 3, if you will. My title is here, and it's called The Loot, and that does not want to stay together. I'm going to keep mashing it in because I had to be creative and Frankenstein here and again here to create my letters. I used the doily here and here, put my gloves here, my ice skates here, and then my little sled here. And there's those strips of paper, and I did get a piece of white, very thin cardstock and go down the back of the photos. I glued the photos to it and these border strips on the sides. The photos themselves are not exactly 6 by 6. They're that 5.5 size that they come from the printer anymore, and so I added the border strips here that I created on that as well. And you can see here, this one is the page that had the snowflakes going across here, and I bordered it with the darker cardstock, and then the one with the snowflakes all over I put as my background piece. But this is layout number 2. It is done. I will have close-ups at the end of the video, so if you're interested in seeing those, feel free, pause the video and have a closer look at what I have created here. Anyway, friends, I hope that you will join me again tomorrow for another in my Christmas Layout a Day series that I'm doing for the month of December 2022. And I will see you guys on the next video. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.